Have you ever wondered what time travel is, or if it was possible? Well, you time travel every day. Your brain goes back in time to look at past events and looks into the future to prepare you for what is to come. Your brain is the perfect time machine. In order to explain how your brain is a time machine, concepts from both biology and physics must be combined into neurophysics.
The neuron is an excitable cell that can transmit information through electrical and chemical signals. Neurons are able to communicate with each other at gaps known as synapses. In chemical synapses, presynaptic neurons release neurotransmitters that will bind to the postsynaptic neuron and cause the neuron to be excited or inhibited. This is how time is able to be tracked in the brain. The brain has neural circuits that keep track of time in seconds and others that keep track of time in minutes or days. The circadian clock tracks time in a period of about 24 hours. There are many factors that can affect the brain's capacity to track time. One important factor is sight. The day-night cycle causes different circuits in the brain to release neurotransmitters that cause the brain to be active or tired, which allows the brain to build a sense of time. The brain's sense of time is easily warped. Have you ever waited in a line for a store during COVID-19 that feels like an hour, even though it's really only 30 minutes? And then when you get inside the store to shop for an hour, it only feels like 15 minutes?
There are three different ways that subjective time can be explained. There's overclocking, hypermemory, and meta-illusion. The meta-illusion hypothesis combines the overclocking hypermemory hypotheses and explains that our subjective judgment as to whether time is passing fast or slow may be due to the rate that our brain is processing information. Neurologists are typically presentists who believe that only the present is real. Physicists are generally eternalists who believe that the past, present, and future are equally real. An analogy that explains the difference between these two is a film reel. Presentism would be snipping out one frame that represents the present, whereas in eternalism, all the frames would exist together within the reel, representing the past, present, and future.
Eternalism states that the universe is four-dimensional, with one temporal dimension and three spatial dimensions, creating the so-called block universe. In the block universe, it is theorized that you can move through time similar to how you move through space. An important piece of evidence for this theory is special relativity. Special relativity says that the speed of light in empty space is constant and independent of the motion of the body that emitted it, and that nothing can go faster than the speed of light. The biological perception of time functions in such a way that the brain relies on past events to act in the present and prepare for the future. However, there is a conflict between the true nature of time and the biological perception of time, and that time is a measure of the change in energy. Since energy is granular and time is a measure of the change in energy, time must also be granular, meaning that time is discontinuous. This conflict between the true nature of time that is discontinuous and the biological perception of time that is continuous is known as the illusion of time. Neurophysics tries to create an explanation of how the brain operates in a discontinuous universe where the brain can time travel.